Ahoj, tady Petra a podcast Filmová 174. Mám tady pro vás další anglický rozhovor Gerta Hermanse. Tentokrát si povídal se členy hlavní poroty, tedy té, která vybírá na festivalu nejlepší celovečerní film.
Hello everybody, welcome to the first edition of the jury interviews of this year's Zlín Film Festival. And we start immediately with like the number one superhero jury of the entire event, which is the main festival jury with three ravishing celebrities sitting around the table. You can also read the transcribed version of this interview on the festival website. But first, please, dear jury members, would you be so kind to introduce yourself and tell you what's your name and which country you come from?
Dobrý den, já se jmenuji Jitka Schneiderová a jsem z České republiky. Zdravím vás.
And you can also do it in English if you want to.
No, thank you. I'm fine. I'm Jitka.
I didn't understand a word of that, but it sounded very good. My name is Simon Crowe. I'm from the UK, and I'm a international sales and distribution person.
Yes, and on to me. My name is Katarina Launing. I am Swedish by birth, but I'm representing and I'm living in Norway, where I work as a director of feature films mainly and fiction work.
So let's check how good you got to know each other during the last couple of days. Who of the three has been drinking the most?
Him.
I'm English. I'm guilty.
Simon, definitely.
Simon, yeah.
Who of you has been talking the most?
Simon.
Oops.
And then the most tricky one, who of you have been falling asleep the most during screening?
Oh my God, that's Simon too.
So, Simon, let's point our faces at you for the rest of this interview. Can you say something about Zlín? What was the impression that the city of Zlín and the festival here in Zlín made on you? And of course, the question is also open for the other.
I've been very impressed by Zlín. I've not been to the Czech Republic before, but I am obviously widely travelled, and I think it's a very nice city. It's so clean, which is something coming from London is something I really can see. I love the roads because they seem to be empty, and I'm used to being clogged in commuter hell. The weather's been superb, and the organisation has been excellent. It really has. And we have a fantastic helper on hand to make sure everything runs smoothly. So it's been good.
And her name is?
Susanna. And we've been watching, a lot of good films, interesting films, and then, as everyone has just said, lots of drink and some really nice food, and everyone's been incredibly hospitable and very friendly.
And who wants to add something to this Oscar speech?
Yeah, exactly. No, the hospitality is amazing, and I have been to a couple of festivals, as have all of us, as a participant, and this is my top 5, I would say. I think it's amazing, and everybody's been so kind to us. And if I may add, I think also, as director, I think it's a very interesting town, architecture-wise, because as I asked Susanna, I was like, wow, it's kind of cool. Did you build the whole city basically at the same time? And she was like, yeah. We had a factory at the Barta shows, and basically in the 20s or 30s or something, we built lots of buildings to support this industry, right?
The unavoidable thing happened. After exactly 4 minutes of interview and 1 second, the magic word has been dropped. Bata shoes.
Bata shoes.
Yeah, it's shoes, yes.
Yeah, you cannot go around in Zlín without hearing the word bata shoes, so which brings me unavoidably to the next question. Who has something to say about shoes? Simon.
Well, I'm not a big fashionista, so I'm probably not the best person to talk to, but I have to say I did bring one pair of shoes which I've worn all the time, and that's my trainers, because we've been walking up and down the hill into town and out of town for screenings and everything, so they have been very useful.
So shout out to the trainers.
Trainers, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
About shoes?
Yes.
I have lots of shoes. And I would like to say something in English. We have same drink with Simon. Cheers.
Another drink, of course. Cheers.
And you have
Do you speak Czech?
No.
No? Okay.
You have appropriate shoes for the right shoes for the right drink?
Right? Oh, no, maybe.
You have an opinion about shoes?
I do, because I'm very tall to be a lady. I'm 190 high, right? So I absolutely hate high heels, and walking around in flats all day, that would be my forte. So I'm very glad that you don't apply the can principle of throwing people out if they don't have high heels on the red carpet. Thank you for that.
Pick one director that you think should once make or have made a children's film. You didn't see that one coming. One director out of the entire film history that you think this guy or this lady should have made a children's film.
Spielberg.
Okay, that's a really good question.
Well, he made children's. Spielberg made children's films.
Yeah.
I
have one.
Yeah.
James Wan. That would be so nice. He's a horror film director, right? And to see him make something for kids. Because I remember when I was a kid, I loved being scared, right? I think that was so much fun. And I think that is missing also a little bit in children's movies in general, to have it a little bit edgy. So James Wan will be my answer.
Well, because Katarina and myself have been talking a lot about film and directors and films we've watched in the past, what about Lars von Trier?
Yeah. That's very good also, yeah.
And in Czech, Václav Orlíček. Yeah.
He made all the good children's films.
Yes, and fairy tales.
Yeah. So he already did what you asked for him. Good. So your wish. Your wish is
One more.
What is the last film that you've seen in this festival or before this festival that made you laugh or cry out loud?
Searching my head here.
The sound that you hear in the background is people searching their head.
Exactly.
Well, I have seen a couple of films that I've been talking about. I'm not sure they've made me laugh or cry out loud, but I really enjoyed Air, Ben Affleck's film. I saw that a couple of weeks ago. I thought that was terrific, really good performances. And then I've been talking about John Wick, because it's just an extraordinary film that has just shown action in new light. I don't think any of them have made me laugh or cry, though, I have to say.
What about you? Your laughing and crying habits?
Tar.
Yeah.
Film Tar.
More crying than laughing?
Yeah. With Kate Blanchett.
The Kate Blanchett film, yeah.
Yes.
You enjoyed that?
Amazing.
Did you enjoy that?
Yeah. I love her.
And as a performer, you love her performance, yeah.
What was your favorite animal so far in this week's film selection that you saw? You must have seen a couple of animals on the white screen this week. Which one was your favorite?
The lion. Super nějakovi.
Just super.
Suprákovi.
That's a controversial point.
Yeah,
It's
suprákovi.
the costumes.
Costume.
Of course.
Okay, in that case I must say that.
Animal.
Yeah.
It's costume. Yeah. Simon, please tell
You
us
won't-
something.
Which one?
Tell us. I tell you that the animal, this is not from a film, but the animal that's made me laugh today is there was a big German shepherd dog trying to eat the water or drink the water in the fountain around the Golden Slipper, and the water kept rising and falling, and the dog kept trying to follow it, and it was rather lovely. People were taking lots of pictures.
I want you for the next question. Which mature character that you saw on screen this week would you like to get to know a little bit better, or maybe even ask out on a date? The German Shepherd this time is not.
Yeah.
But okay, so let me clarify. Ask out on a date is
it could be whatever.
different.
It could also he or she can ask you out to a restaurant and you have a nice conversation.
Exactly. Yeah.
And whatever.
Because I'm romantically invested in this person or character, or because I just would like to know them, because there is a difference. I would like to get to know a little bit better. I would say Hedwig in. Super.
Just Super.
Yeah, Just Super. I thought she was very funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she was an endearing character that I would really like to know, because she doesn't fit in the qualification mature character.
No,
okay, it's a mature character.
Because I was clearly like somehow working our way into the direction of being romantically.
Yeah, romantically. Okay, in that case, I would have to say we watched an Icelandic movie yesterday, and there was this teacher, a rock teacher.
Yes.
And he was so endearing. He sang the whole time, and he was really, I would really like to take him out to a date.
He also needed it, because the one line that I remember from him was the first line he said in the movie, something like, "Oh, nothing lasts forever."
Yeah, exactly. He needs to find love.
Yeah, and then you're sure that he's not really expecting it to last forever. It could, but it could also be just a romantic evening in the restaurant.
Yeah, exactly, and that's okay.
We saw Dancing Queen this morning, and I think the grandmother was rather an interesting character.
It's my choice too. Yeah, really. Really. Nice.
Yeah. Your choice too. Because she was a really...
She was very authentic.
She was a feisty, spirited, loving life type character.
I prefer to stay on the safe side, okay? I respect this. Zlín, for many, many years, it's not going on this year, but for many years we had the festival, A Country in Focus. For special program, 10 films from Norway or from UK or whatever. Can you think of a country that should be in focus in terms of children's film, or more general in terms of cinema? A country that maybe we forgot about their production and how good it is?
I can only say what I would love to learn a little bit more about, and that would be some other countries in Africa. I think I still remember a couple of years ago the Chirichu and the Witches animation film, and I just thought that was really, I learned something about a culture that is pretty far away from, it's not visible basically, at least in my radar or what I watch on Netflix or whatever. That would be lovely to see more.
I'm working a lot in Europe, so I work with countries in Spain and France, and we're doing in animation basically, because that's my main focus, and in Germany and Scandinavia. So I think I would probably say somewhere different. So again, I think maybe not in Europe. We'd look at the Far East and see. I know. The world is focused on Korea at the moment, but on adult programming. But maybe look at children's programming from Korea or Japan or emerging Southeast Asian markets, which we probably have not seen before. Could be interesting.
Let me ask you something completely different. Could you imagine yourself having a parallel career that had nothing to do with cinema? What would be your other profession?
Oh, cooking. Definitely cooking. I would love to. Yeah, like Gordon Ramsay. I would scream at everybody, and that would be lovely.
But also the cooking, not only the screaming part, but also the cooking.
Mainly the screaming part, if I could do that. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, of course, cooking as well. Yeah.
Simon, you also go for cooking?
No, you obviously don't know how well I cook. My family don't allow me to cook. Let's put it that way. I think I would like to do something in travel, actually. The experience of traveling, visiting different places, different countries, meeting different people. That's what really interests me outside of the film and television work.
I love dance, and I would like to be ballerine. Yeah.
I thought you were.
Sorry?
I thought you were a ballerina. That's what people told me, no?
Really? No. It's happening, yeah.
Next, that's what you'll be doing next.
Yeah.
I'm afraid this was the first time that the world heard me flirting. You never see it when we transcribe interviews, but on the podcast, everybody...
Well, we have to say, we've been watching Jitka walk around the town of Zlíně,
like a ballerina.
and she is like a magnet, because everybody wants a photograph or an autograph, and
we are a small
she's
country.
so patient. You're so patient.
Small country.
Actually, I see a certain relation with the next question that I have. Was there a moment this week that you realized the audience was smarter than you expected? And I was not referring to the moment I wanted to ask a picture. It's the You've been seeing films with a young audience. Did they sometimes surprise you?
We watched the Nagod Boys or Big Dreams about the Czech, the backdrop being the Czech gold medal at the Olympics, which obviously is quite extraordinary. It was a brilliant experience because the audience loved the film. They got behind the team. But the real exciting thing was at the Q&A afterwards, where they just kept throwing questions from the audience to the actors. And I think that was when you saw, really smart, engaged audience, which was rather lovely.
Because it's about Nagano. Yeah.
That's what you say as a Czech person.
It was a great response. It was lovely. Yeah. It was lovely to be in a cinema and see that reaction by an audience. Yeah. Really special. Yeah.
Somebody had another moment that the audience surprised you?
Actually, because you would imagine also that today's kids will just get out if there is a film with a slower pace, if you see what I mean, because that is our expectation that everything is so fast. But what I have seen is also patience with the younger audience when a story is moving at a slower pace. I find that kind of impressive, or I was surprised. That they sat in their seat and and they still followed.
This dancing makes me actually very happy and very proud of the festival's audience, of course.
Yeah.
This is a difficult one, I guess. Which topic would you like to see addressed in a young audience film today? Like a topic that you say, this might need some extra attention.
Well, interesting. I don't know whether I'm going to answer this correctly. But
the fact that your answer is the most important.
Okay, well then let's go for it. I want to see optimism because there are too many films that are a little bit on the dark side, dealing with coming of age, which we all know have fraught difficulties, and we're all parents, and we have our children, because also we love our children. So I like to see optimism and some positivity. And as you mentioned in an earlier question, some comedy and some lightness. But basically, the film's ending with a positive, upbeat message is what and that's something that I'm really looking for in films and scripts going forward at the moment. Because we know the issues around the world, and that is, I think, is a very important message for the young people today.
Yeah, I see lots of friendships, lots of hope for the future, and it's nice. It's good energy.
Somebody have to add something to it?
Yes, I would also like to see relationships between the adult characters and
parents,
the child characters, because sometimes I feel a tendency, at least in Norway and I think all over Europe, is that you use the adult characters very much as obstacles, or and to integrate them, to have them in some more positive aspect, I would say, because I do believe that there is still a large part of a child's world, and should not just be the bad guy, or
like the grandma in the Dancing Queen.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. She's a good example.
Yeah, but for me, the best character in the whole film and the whole festival is the one that you did not see. I fell in love with Gunnar in Dancing Queen. Do you remember the character who was not there, that the grandmother spoke about him? The guy who was
exactly.
I broke out in tears when I heard Gunnar's story, because he was my fella. Thank you all three of you for this really interesting answer. But for every serious question, we have one less serious question. If you were an actress or actor that you could choose from the entire film history, which role would you have liked to play?
And you didn't?
Yeah, you should have to answer that.
Yeah, Jitka, you are an actor, so surely not you can't say Tar again with Kate Blanchett. But what would the role be that you would dream to play?
Dreams?
Yeah, dream.
I mean, the role of your dreams. It could be a male
Give
role.
me 30 minutes, please. Oh, it's a very hard question.
Mm-hmm. For an actor, it's really hard.
But for play, because I think for me it's different to play, because for interesting my work, and to be like the role, it's different. I think. And for work, Meryl Streep in film, and now. Jak je u vlaku, jak se musí rozhodnout ty dvě děti. Sofína volba.
Sophie's Choice.
Sophie's Choice.
Yeah,
oh my God.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
For play.
That's big.
And for life, for fun, and for fun.
Amazing.
Something with big, funny people, friends. It will be maybe Dirty Dancing. Ciao.
Dirty Dancing.
Different.
Very good. Very
you know what I mean? It's absolutely for fun, dancing and comedy and love story.
And nobody's going to put you in the corner, so that's...
no one is going to put Jitka in the corner.
You know what I mean? It's about my childhood.
Katarina, I'm trying to think at the moment. So, Katarina, your idea? What would you...
Yes, I know exactly, actually. I would love to play kind of a part of Gollum.
Gollum.
I would love a character like that, because he is so despicable, if you see what I mean, and yet so, I cried my heart out. He's so, and at the same time it's a very physical role, and it's also so much VFX, right? And the body language, I'm really interested as a director in body language, and I do think that we address that way too seldom in our countries or in our, So to work with the body to an extent of that would be so much fun to do. Yeah.
What an excellent choices you made. Simon, you have to come up with something more than a German Shepherd now.
I'm trying to think of, my favourite films, and I just rewatched Apocalypse Now, which I have always adored, but I don't think I want to play any of those roles, because that's going to be really complicated. We talked about Leaving Las Vegas. Nick Cage in Leaving Las Vegas was a pretty wild ride. If I'm playing on a safe bet, it would be James Bond, of course.
Yes.
But I think I quite fancy the idea of being Patrick Swayze in Dirty Dancing.
Oh, yes! Hey, maybe this evening. Simon, give me 5.
I'm going to hold you to that.
I'm not sure I have the strength for the baby.
We need water.
And the thing is that I actually am looking forward to see all these films. I'm a little bit frustrated that I cannot be in a Dirty Dancing movie now, but unless there was a bad guy, there was one.
There's the bad guy, I think, isn't there?
Okay, so you leave me no other option then. But I will also be happy to go to the cinema and see you play and go.
Yeah. You're welcome. You will.
One last question. Do you have any advice for the programming committee of this festival? What if I change the words and I say, do you have any compliments for the programming committee of this festival? Would that make things easier? Or would we go for advice?
I think it's difficult when you're choosing 250 movies that are screening here. But it's got to be, we've talked a lot about the storytelling, and so for us it's got to be about great stories, great storytelling. And I think if it was going to be my festival and I was going to run my festival, I know it's about Europe, but I would also maybe open it to some other territories that maybe, like we talked about earlier, maybe there should be a section from Africa or Latin America or emerging markets. That's kind of what to add a little bit more, add an interest to the lineup.
Just for the completeness, because I absolutely respect the opinion you just gave us, and I'm also very happy about it. But there is a section panorama on the world, because you are mainly watching the competition
We are
films.
watching the competition films.
If of course the European stuff is overrepresented, but there is a section also with films from outside Europe or from around the world. And this year I'm sure we had some films from Peru, Venezuela, and there's a lot of Canadians this year. So, but yeah, we'll take the advice with us.
Or allow us to stay longer, and then we could watch more films.
Yes,
We've been so busy.
But you had also something to add.
Yes, I'm not sure that I'm going to put this the right way. Hopefully I will. I would like to compliment the festival on having, I know of a movie that was kind of banned in Berlin, right? And to me that is such a terrible thing to do with the counselling culture that we are seeing more and more.
You're allowed to say to
yeah, I will. I will speak of it. I think that is very important to speak about, and I would like to commend you for showing that movie and giving that the space and saying like, yes, we don't agree on the counselling culture, and I think it's very important not to be running with the pack. So, if anything, I would like to say, keep up the work and try to always, it's like I always say to myself, if you want to be first, you have to move in the other, you have to move against the crowd, right? So to bring that also, like, okay, what is not right now, but what is coming, when are we gonna turn, what do we find around the next corner?
Okay. Somebody wants to add something too?
I must speak Czech now.
Yeah, please.
Because it's very complicated for me in English. Ten festival má obrovskou pestrost, má jako široký záběr a já jsem poprvé v jury, first time in jury, a já se učím vlastně vnímat ty věci, jak festival působí zezadu, protože já jsem vždycky byla jako host na festivalech jako herečka a neviděla jsem tolik do té kuchyně vzadu, ale jsem potěšená a nesmírně mě to těší a zajímá a skládám veliký kompliment Zlínskému festivalu. Tak, that's all.
Yeah. Really nice big compliment to the Zlín Film Festival. From the point of view of somebody who usually has a different role in the festival.
So,
Cool.
I should tell you that at least if I'm happy and proud about the Zlín Film Festival, then this year at least I'm super happy and super proud about the main jury of the Zlín Film Festival. They brought together a group of excellent podcast speakers that gave me a lot of pleasure sitting here around the table with you. There will be more podcasts, there will be more jury interviews. There might be someday a lively review of Jitka and Simon dancing later tonight. And how it ended.
You're very safe. That is never going to happen. You obviously have not seen me dance.
Screening at the next festival. Some private footage made by me tonight.
So we're very happy to have with us a man who doesn't dance, doesn't cook, and no, we're very happy to have Simon, Jitka, and Katarina here with us. It was
Thank
a
you.
pleasure.
Thank you very much.
And to everyone in and outside this podcast, please enjoy the rest of the Zlín Film Festival.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us.